Hello, Backcountry Japan followers. So today is the day that I do a short report on the Hakuba Gravel Fest. Let me see which way. Okay, Hakuba Gravel Fest, which was amazing. Okay, a short report on this event. Okay, so first of all, I have to thank Adam for all that you did. Adam Cobain is the guy who uh, runs this, and it's actually organized by his company, Ride Japan. Should be right there, whatever the right, yeah, Ride Japan. So it was an amazing event. Okay, first of all, uh, I have so much to say about this event that's personal that I don't want to talk too much about with people who don't really know me and don't want to talk too much about myself. I want to talk about this event in general, but I can't help but make it a little bit personal. So first of all, uh, I have to give a lot more respect to that course than I did when I saw it on the map. Okay. I was looking at the course, and this is one of the things that I tend to do when I look at a course. I look at it in terms of what I know I can do. And I look at that based on the amount of kilometers, the amount of overall climb, and I don't necessarily take into consideration the type of climb. And you can't really know that until you're on the ground, until you're actually there, until you're in that area, in that exact moment, what that actually means. And this happens to me all the time. I don't know if it happens to other people, if it just happens to me. Well, get a profile of an event. And looking at the numbers, I kind of calculate based on the numbers that I put out on my Strava, a lot of the numbers I put out in, making my own courses and knowing what I can do and knowing how the courses are. And to be honest with you guys, this is one of the things that makes it extremely difficult for me to tell people what a course is like and how brutal something is. I don't think that there was any error in the organization of this event. For sure, there were no errors that I could see blatantly. Number one, it's explicit that you're supposed to have a GPS. But not only did they explicitly ask you and fervently ask you to have a GPS in order to navigate, but their navigational aids, which we call marking, their trail marking was impeccable. Okay. The trail marking was so good that I don't think I would have necessarily needed a GPS were it not for a few minor places where it would be either difficult to mark or the marking would easily be misinterpreted or easily be removed by the local farmers or wherever you're at. So I think in general, you can go to the Hakuba Gravel event and you can go there in complete knowledge that it's going to be a very easily navigatable course if you have the GPS and you follow the markings that are there. While I was riding, there were people, and I usually use a voice activated GPS that tells me which way to go. I usually make my own trail out of the existing map that they give us. I make it into a trail that will be spoken to me. Now, those cues that were spoken to me helped a lot. I like to use the map Komoot to do my stuff. They're using Ride with GPS. Ride with GPS also talks. It's a good app. And I used a Wahoo cycling computer and navigator on day 2, just because I really messed up the first day using the Wahoo. I had it. It was on my bike. I didn't turn it on. So of course, that's not the computer's fault. That's my fault. I didn't turn it on. I turned it on incorrectly, which is like just me just trying to push start and go rather than actually doing it properly. But the second day, I used the Wahoo computer, and I have to say that that was an amazingly effective GPS. Okay, so I would readily I will readily endorse Wahoo as a very good cycle computer, okay, and navigator. It's great because it does work with your existing apps such as Strava, and it works with the other apps. You know, it's very inclusive in its apps. The other thing that makes it a little bit better than Garmin, and somebody tell me if your Garmin works different, but my Garmin, you have to plug it into a computer and get that data off of an existing file. I could be wrong. I don't, you know, it might be me that doesn't know how to use the Garmin correctly, but I'm not aware of any Garmin that you can pair with just the Bluetooth. Okay, so that was the good thing about the Wahoo, is that you can definitely, I was able to program it with the Bluetooth and wasn't that difficult. Whereas with Garmin, if you don't have your computer, your laptop, and the internet connection, you can't necessarily make that connection. At least I can't. Okay, I've never been able to do it just with my Garmin and Bluetooth, so, and my cell phone. So I think in that sense, Wahoo is really good. You know, I use the Wahoo. I actually used it with my knowledge of the course and with the markings, and it was impeccable. I can't say enough good things about it. Yeah, and I mean, for the price, I think their price is more than reasonable. So shout out to Wahoo. I'm not getting anything from them, but that's my feeling about it. They are one of the sponsors of the event, so that's good that they show up and they give you those to use and to, you know, kind of test out. I will be buying one of those in the future since I have the money to go ahead and buy that. I'll probably get one. Not probably. I'm definitely going to get one. I think I believe in it that much. Now, that again, it's not me trying to be a capitalist and selling things like that. And again, there's nothing wrong with that either. But the point of the matter is, I thought it was a good product. As for the gravel, Hakuba Gravel area, a couple things. As I said, I didn't respect the area enough when I went in. I went in super arrogant with my own abilities. Not that I was going to beat the guys who were stronger than me and faster cyclists, but I didn't respect what the mountain was offering. I attacked way too early on the first climb, made everybody laugh because I just totally attacked on the first climb, that I totally underestimated how steep and how brutal that was. And I suffered from it immensely. From that point on, I was pretty much a broken athlete, and I couldn't breathe for the next I think for at least a half an hour. I was just sucking air trying to breathe. And I had a bit of an asthma attack, which hasn't happened in a long time, but I was able to pull through. Again, I'm not completely asthmatic, but when I attack too hard and then there's thin air, it was not a good experience on that part. Totally my fault. Nobody forces me to do those stupid attacks at the beginning. It was all in good fun. Enjoyed it immensely, but yeah, if I wanted to be more competitive, I probably wouldn't have attacked so early and just gotten completely stomped afterwards. The next point that I would like to talk about this event, which I thought was incredible, was, it was like being in family. I know the guys and girls that go to these events, and you get to become friends with them like almost immediately once you meet them at the start line, or at the when they're giving the information about the day's event and all of these things. So yeah, it was a great time, and I would recommend it to anybody. to go to this event. That being said, this event is in the books. This event is in the books. I don't really want to talk about my results because they weren't very good, but I did have an amazing time. And I would say that, as far as a backcountry Japan endorsement, I thoroughly endorsed the product of the Hakuba Gravel Fest. It was an amazing event. Great time. And thank you very much, Adam. And I'll hopefully have him on to talk about bikes, beaches, and bergs, which is the BBB. I'm going to call it BBB from now on. Bikes, beach, and bergs. It's a bit long for me to say every time, but BBB is going to be an amazing event. I still don't have a secure way of getting there. If anybody's going that way, I want to help a brother out, I'll be happy to join in with you. Wouldn't mind even paying for some gas. Wouldn't mind paying for some dinners. I don't have a way to get there and get back, other than somebody giving me a hand. So looking for that. If anybody out there sees this and wants to give me a hand, contact me, and you'll be my best friend for the next couple months. So that being said, July is a heavy cycling month for me. I have my event that's coming up in that month, but the next event is this weekend. And from here on out, this program is going to be about that event. So we're going to move over to this event and say goodbye to the Hakuba Gravel background and start working from this Sekigahara 4 Peaks GPM 2022. Guys, I have ordered 24 number plates. I have currently about 20 people on my start list. That leaves you about 4 more people. I know that I've put up 20 people on my start list. Some of those people probably won't join. I've got my name on there as well, but essentially, if your name is not on that start list and you want to get on that start list, you got to get in touch with me soon. I do have some pull to move some things around and allow you to get a number. If you don't have a number plate, I'm sorry, but you can't participate in the event as a rider. You won't get points tallied to the mountain bikes, and then you won't get points tallied towards the roadies. But I would love it if you could make it out to this event and really test yourself and also see the beautiful area. This area in the Sekigahara event, I mean, Hakuba is beautiful, and I love that course, but it's got nothing on the beauty of Sekigahara. I mean, there's one thing, and I did talk about this in the past. Gifu's mountains are not the same as Nagano's mountains. Nagano's mountains, you have a backdrop of high snow-covered mountains in the back. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous. But what you get when you get in the Gifu mountains, and especially in the Sekigahara area, is you're getting you're riding at the top. You're on the top of the world as far as we can see. You're really up on the top, and you're not looking at mountains in the past. You're actually on the top looking at the valleys every which way. So the views are stunning. It really are. You're going to see some amazing views. You got some forests that you go through. And I'm so sorry to tell this to everybody, but the forests that we see in Gifu are way, way, way more aesthetically pleasing. It's like you're in Endor. Watching the Star Wars movie where you're flying through on the bikes. Everybody says that when they go through this. It felt like I was flying through Endor, and it really does. And this is one of the points where I got to be honest with you. I love this area. It's like my favorite place to ride. And technically, it's not that hard. Okay, not a lot of technical. It's more technical than the Hakuba Gravel when it comes to the mountain bike course. It's more or less the same level as Grand Fondo Miyoko in the gravel sections that road bikes will be taking. There are some gravel sections for the road bikers. Get over it. It's part of riding in Japan. It's part of riding a good ride in Japan. It's part of being, an overall strong rider. If you got a gravel bike, best of both worlds. You could potentially do the downhill course on a gravel bike. I did it on my mountain bike with gravel bike tires, fully rigid. Got buddies who've done it on fully rigids. I think that a gravel bike could get down it. The first part would be a bit dicey for anybody on a gravel bike, but on a mountain bike, no problem at all. And if you've got any mountain bike skills, you're going to just take it easy on the top. It's actually been really well groomed, still super duper backcountry style. You still kind of have to like, is this a trail or is this a, you still have to kind of keep your wits about you on there. You're going to want to follow your GPS if you can. It's the GPS isn't going to be giving you too much of a heads up on turn left, turn right, because it's just one trail. But the trail itself looks a bit, sometimes a bit like, which way do I go? I have got some marking on it. There's some good pink pink tape marking the places which, there's usually a pink side, a pink ribbon here and a pink ribbon over here, and down the center you go. So that's part of that. I have put together the relive videos, and I'll try to put some more up and let you know a little bit more about this event as the week goes on. If you have any questions, by all means, contact me directly. If your name is not on the start list and you want to check that, if you say, oh, where's the start list? Everything's on the Facebook page. If you're seeing this video, go to the Facebook page. It's Backcountry Japan Cycling. That's the Facebook page. Backcountry Japan Cycling. Make sure that you end up on that page and go ahead and have a look. Okay, it is pretty simple, pretty easy to follow. If you have questions afterwards, come up and hit me up online. WhatsApp, Facebook, whatever, Line. I've got Line as well, or even on TikTok. So, or even in the comments on YouTube. I don't check those very often, so it's definitely not going to be a good place to get in contact with me on the YouTube. But essentially, all of these things set up for Sekigahara. And talking again, this event, again, it's free of charge. Absolutely costs you nothing to come to the event. I have some clothes there for sale. The clothes that are there for sale are relatively cheap, nothing out of the ordinary. There's stuff that I have found and thought this would be really good for after cycling or during cycling or before cycling. These are products like, there's some gloves. I will have gloves available. I will have, I think about 3 or 4 hats like this one, but different colors with the, where the hell is it? There's the logo on the side, but it'll be on both sides. This was a test hat that I put together. And then I've got a few flannels left, different colors, assorted colors. I have a few t-shirts left, assorted colors. And that if you want to support the event, go ahead and buy some of those, some of that merch. It's the only thing I have that can, give us, you can make these events possible from my perspective. Again, I don't do any of this to make money, but people want to show their appreciation. I feel bad about taking direct donations, and I don't want to ever charge anything for any of my events that are these kind of like Four Peaks style. Now we do have, if you really want to support me, you can come to one of my paid, what do you call it? I guess the term is like Mama Duck style tours, where I will guide you through, wherever you want to go. And my prices for that are crazy cheap. So just hit me up on that, and I will definitely make you a course, and we'll take you through wherever you want to go. Give me a tour, Rob. Give me the time. How much time do you have, and how far are you willing to go? What kind of, stuff that's totally separate from these events. These events are training events more than anything to get my team, which is CCJ. It's the team I work with, and the other, my clients, to be able to get through other events, to be able to do the Ride Japan events, to be able to do things like Mongolia Bike Challenge, things like the Breck Epic, things that are like larger, more, how can I say, more intense things. Not to say that these events aren't intense, they're just not competitive. Okay, we're not racing. None of these are races. Now, Four Peaks GPM is a Grande Premio de Montaña. That's what we would say as a KOM. It's a KOM event. You know, and I know that KOM are races to the top, and they're rarely going to exceed 20 to 30 kilometers an hour on the way up. You don't gain any points for going down. So you got to go down safely. So the point is, I want it to be a safety first kind of thing. And at the end of the day, it's a competition in that it's an endurance competition and a hill climbing competition, but it is not a race per se. This is more for bragging rights than anything else. Mountain bikers will be gunning for bear. Come out and force mountain bikers. If enough of you guys come, you'll get enough points just by the force in numbers. Same with the roadies. If enough of you guys come, we've got up to 25 spots. It's going to divide how it's going to divide, and one team's going to have higher amount of riders than the other. I'm going to jump into the team with the lower amount of riders, and then I'm going to ride that course regardless. Okay, I'm probably going to ride it single speed, but I might ride it with gears because I'm just not sure if I can make it up the hill 4 times without gears. It's going to be a lot of climbing. It's going to be an absolute bear of a climb. Okay. And at the end of the day, we'll see who's got the stronger team, the mountain bikers or the roadies. And this is the idea. The idea is Battle of Sekigahara was between the General Tokugawa and Ishida. Ishida was challenging Tokugawa, and Tokugawa had basically, it was won. There was no way he was going to lose, but there's always a chance. And this is the way I feel about it. There's always a chance that the mountain bikers might actually beat the roadies if they strategize and if they do the, you know, if they run the course properly, if they bring the right amount of numbers, they bring around enough troops, they're able to get enough troops together to overwhelm the roadies, because roadies are fast. They're going to make it up the hills much faster. The course for the roadies is a little bit easier. In terms of, can they accumulate points easily? The roadies can get the points and they can make that happen. In this case, the Battle of Sekigahara is mountain bikers versus roadies, and I'm really excited for it. I cannot wait. Last thing I want to talk about before we go is the course itself. So I'm going to pop open this over here. Let's see, share the screen. Let's see, should be this. Let's see if that works. Share. Okay, yeah, we're on the Zoom screen. That's not where we necessarily want to be. Let's see. Can we get that? It's Four Peaks GPM. Yeah. So here we are in ride with GPS. It's a little bit easier to kind of follow. This is the mountain bike course. Okay. Essentially, going to start at the battleground, Sekigahara battleground. Okay. Over here was where the samurai actually had an enormous battle. There are several markers over here, and this is a free parking area. We're going to meet here, set up our bikes, get ready, and I'll talk to everybody around 6 a.m. and about 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. Excuse me, 7 a.m. we will have the start. So we'll get together, do the registration and everything. We can do the registration the day before. I won't be here at Sekigahara. I will be in Ogaki, but I might actually camp out here, depending on how things go. You'll hit me up and I'll let you know. I'm going to send out a few, I'll send out some announcements via the web page or the Facebook page. You can check that out as those come. You should be getting the alerts, trying to get the alerts for that on the Facebook page so that you can be, sure that you get the information that you need. Coming up this week, we're going to do this event. So here goes. I'm going to drop down this area. You're going to go through this little residential area. This is all going to be you're going to be following a car. You're going to follow a car quite a ways because I don't want anybody getting hurt. I don't want anybody going through these areas really fast. It's a residential area, and I want to keep you guys going slow until you get to a place where you can kind of let loose. And this right here is just a nice downhill, just a nice place to warm up, a good warm up. Don't need to really push it. It's going to give you plenty of time to warm up, something that I needed to do before I jumped into this event where I actually blew myself up in the first climb and suffer the rest of the time. That's not going to happen to you because look at this. This is an enormous amount of space before you're going to get to let it fly. And here you go. You come up. There's a little sharp corner here, so it's going to be really important that you follow the car very well. You get to here. I don't know why this went this way. This is again why you want to follow the commute. The commute goes straight. This thing brought it over here for some reason. You're going to follow this road straight up, this yellow road right here. Instead of being like this, I have no idea why this did this on there, and I couldn't get it to go back. It was one of the things that was like giving me a lot of trouble. But basically, you follow this yellow line straight up, follow straight up to this area, and there's gonna be you know, the guy that's like, I have a pen, apple pen, pineapple pen. You got a big portrait of him right here at this turn off right here. You're gonna head up this side of the river. If you head up this side, it's the same way. You're not gonna get lost, but it's ugly. You don't want to ride this one. This is a really cool. You're going through like a little village that's over here, and you're having things. Be careful, don't run over any of the old ladies and anything. But from this point right here, you're free to go as fast as you want. The car's going to pull over to the side, or the car's just going to hit the gas and get up there, get up the hill is what it's going to do. Doesn't matter where the car goes after this point. We'll wait, you know, the car will wave a flag. I'll be in the car. I'll be waving a flag saying go, go, go. What the car's going to do is going to get up here. I'm going to take pictures of you from right here when you come up this section, because this is absolutely beautiful. Take a few pictures of the first of the leaders or whatever. We're going to hop up in the car, and I'm going to head on up the rest of the way to here. Now, again, if there aren't very many people, I'll be riding a mountain bike and I'll be just with you, and you know, I won't be able to necessarily do all this stuff, but we will have a support car that will be up there. Support car will head up this area and climb all the way to the top. We're going to be following this trail right here. We're going to head up around the lake, head up here and hit this. Okay, so right from here is where there's a gravel section. There's a gravel section that goes from about here to here. And if we look at this in terms of distance, it is, let's see, we're at kilometer 10, we're about 10, 11, yeah, 10.1 kilometers in, 10.2, 10.1 kilometers in, and it goes all the way to here to 10.8. So we got what, 10.2 to 10.8. That means it's a 600 meters. This 600 meters is the hardest gravel that the road bikes will have to endure. And particularly, this is the only part where I would say road bikes are going to have to really watch their lines. From there, we're going to go up this section, which is here. It says it's unknown surface. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it's pavement. Okay, it's all asphalt except for a few parts of what we call pavement. Okay, so if you're on a gravel bike, no problem. If you're on a mountain bike, absolutely no problem. If you're on a road bike, just watch a little bit carefully. There are some rocks. It will be a little bit of a tough climb up, but it's totally doable. Get to here, asphalt again. Okay, total asphalt up until you get to the top. You get to this point on the top. This is our top first KOM spot. You get here. For the mountain bikers, you're going to turn around and you're going to head down to here. I want you to take both feet, plant both feet, look both ways, and don't, you'll have to wait for at least a minute or two, because I don't want mountain bikes to run into each other. So I'll be up here directing traffic unless I have to be on the bike because we have smaller numbers, but I would like you to look at this and make sure that you do this part correctly. You head down this section, and it's trail bike. Okay, it's hardcore trail bike. It is not easy trail. Okay, it is a tough trail bike area. You're going to pop out. Actually, this map goes right here. To be honest, it really comes out more around, yeah, I guess that's a pretty good, yeah, it comes out right around here. And over here, it's not shown on the map, but there's a pretty good sized lake that's right in here into this section. So you'll be able to see this big lake right around here. And you're going to head up around this side. This is road bikes. All types of bikes will be actually, when they come through, the road bikes actually come through and up and around and go through it this way when they come through this section. But the mountain bikes will head through this section all the way back to Sekigahara. Check in at the checkpoint. All right, this is the first. If you want to just say you're done after that, you're just done, and you want to get the 1 point for your team, you'll get 1 point for your team. And if you're not done, you can head back out. So you went in this way, you head back out, and do it again. This time you won't have a car to get in your way, but there also won't be a ton of bikes. There'll be you, maybe 3 or 4 guys that are with you as you come out of that area, and you're going to be able to pull through and go all the way back to this wonderful recovery. Okay, this is absolutely amazing recovery. And you remember, it's not a race. It's an endurance event. You're going to want to make sure that you get through it as many times as you can. And what is the determining factor, and the reason why the roadies are going to be wanting to work so much harder than the mountain bikers is because when the last roadie finishes, that's when the mountain bikers have to stop, no matter where they're at. We'll call it, and whatever everybody's at in their points, I'll send a text and say it's over. And from here on out, nobody will get points, and that will be this. So the mountain bikers will return over and over and over and do this. Now there is an option for mountain bikers. If you don't want to take that long recovery, if you don't need it, you can option in and take this that goes straight up the mountain, because again, there's nobody going to be checking on you for if you went around this. I personally think this is a much better option for you because it's a lower grade. Look at that. Like if you look at the percentages, there's an 8% there. There's a 13, I guess, and a 15 here. There's some pretty tough percentages in here. This section is pretty steep, 11% there, but it's all rideable. Okay, it's a little bit tough here. It's a 12%, 13%. Okay, we're still dealing with some pretty decent numbers going up through here. This, on the other hand, is a constant, pretty much a constant 11% to 9%, and never really gets below an 8. Okay, so this is a more steep, or a steeper course to get you up to here. And I thoroughly recommend and strenuously recommend that you take this course if you don't want to blow yourself up on this hill. However, you're free to choose, and this will shorten your ride significantly, but it will also be a much harder climb. If you want to take it once, doesn't matter for the points. Mountain bikers, the roadies, anybody can actually take this at any point instead of taking the course around. What I absolutely don't want, is any roadie or any mountain biker flying down this thing, because this thing on the downhill, if everybody's going down it together, that's okay. But if I've got people coming up and down, there's already enough danger going down with it, because cars and motorcycles will be using this road, and they are on that road during the day, and there is absolutely nothing I can do to stop them from doing it, because this is a free road. It's a live course, meaning that you're going to have other traffic on the course. It's not a fenced off. I don't have any authority to fence off any of this stuff, so it's not going to be fenced off. We will have vehicle support, but we will not have any way of stopping vehicles from going up. And in fact, our support vehicles will be using this to go back and forth when it's needed to go up and up this one. They will, when they're going down it, it's not such a danger. If somebody's coming up, it's just a little bit of a problem. But if I've got cyclists going up and down, no sir, can't have that. So only up on this section. If you're going to go down, if you're the roadies or you're on the last down, the roadies can ride down this. But for their first round, they cannot ride down this, and we will only allow them to ride down it once we know it's a clear option. So I don't want people riding down this one. I prefer that roadies go down this, and even though it is a bit treacherous to go down, I would prefer that they ride down this rather than this, and having mountain bikers and such coming up. Now, if again, I can't really police this. I don't have anybody to stand there. If I had a way to police it, I'd just say mountain bikers go down this way. I can't police here. Again, I don't have enough staff to do that. But if I could, I would definitely police both those areas and say nobody coming up and down this. But you'll make your choice. I think it's much better for your recovery, much better for you to come up and take that longer route, even though it's going to be a little bit harder. That's a 18-kilometer loop. you're going to want to make that 18 kilometers as many times as possible in order to get the points that you're going to get. Remember, it's 549 meters of total altitude gain if you take it this way. So yeah, keep that in mind as you're trying to get to the top. Roadies. Okay, let's see if I can find the roadie course. See if I can find the roadie course in Komoot. Let's not stop share. Let's get Komoot out. So I got Komoot, that's Hakuba Gravel Fest, but I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna find my tours. Okay, so tours, a lot of cool tours over here. The Hakuba Gravel Fest, the Battle Stick Road. Okay, this is the road map. So no, mountain bike road, sorry. Mountain bike versus road. Yeah, sorry about that. That's not the one. Oh, I need to go in not planned tours. Used to be in tours that I've done. So go back here. Completed tours. There we are. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is it. So here is our gravel tour. Not gravel, sorry, the roadie tour on this event. And this is just some of the beautiful places that you're going to see. I'll just go through these if we can. So this is the views I've talked about. You're at the top of the mountains. You're looking down at all of this beautiful valley. And, you know, it's just couldn't be better. This is this is asphalt. Believe it or not, it's asphalt. Really nice. This is a buddy of mine that went up with me, did this. Really great guy, does some tattooing. He's just an awesome guy. This is the sign that you get up there, then you'll know that you're at the end. Of course, we'll have a car parked over here and we'll have a, you know, little, some refreshments for you to eat, something to eat up there at the top. This is the Baba de Dragão, we call it in Portuguese. It is the Furuya shrine. There's a shrine down here. It's a beautiful place. You can get water out of here. The water here is so tasty. It's just amazing. Then over here, you have this is the bigger part of the shrine. Over here is the little place where you can get water. And then again, you just have this, look at these roads. I mean, just absolutely beautiful road riding through here. You can just never get enough of it. I can never get enough of it. This is just a taste of what there is in this area. So yeah, let me get out of here. Let's go back maybe. Yeah, so we're in Komoot. Let me just get over to the tour. Okay, total tour. Here it goes. Let's have a look. See. Yeah. So again, just go down into that. Zooming in. Looks very similar to the mountain bike tour. Gonna loop down, go around, come up. This is all behind a car. Okay, all behind the car. As you head down this way, same way. Over here on the Komoot, as you can see, that's why I like to use the Komoot, because it's actually got the exact course on it. And this particular course, you're going to go straight in. And if you've got your Komoot on, you're going to be in good shape. You're going to head up this mountain. And again, as I said, this is about 500 meters or 600 meters of pretty intense gravel, pretty intense rocks. Don't let it freak you out. It's only about 600 meters. You will get through it. If you're really scared, pick up your bike and walk it. I know you don't like to do that, but take it easy through here. Probably should have pretty hard tires on your bike. Again, if you get into a situation, try to give us a call, send a text message to us. We'll come down and pick you up. Just tell us more or less where you're at, and we'll be able to come and pick you up. This section, you should be able to get up without much trouble, but it will be a mix of gravel and asphalt. There are lots of rocks on the asphalt. Be careful about the rocks, particularly the roadies. Then you'll move from here, you'll head up and all the way to the top where we had, you know, the place before. I don't know if you remember, for the mountain bikers will be taking this little stick down, but the roadies will go up here. Checkpoint 1, top of the hill. This is not the top of the physical top. It's just the top where you're going to get the points. So then you're going to head back this way and head into this really cool area over here. And the first time you're going to head over this way. In fact, every time I'd like you to head this way, but you know, we can switch it up. This one, you're going to head over here, and we will have a marker or a person here. At the very least, there'll be a marker there. And guys, I'm going to tell you, if I put a marker there, I swear to God, I want you to be vigilant to keep your GPS and your marking and your eyes on the marking. If you go past this point, and I'm just gonna play it out for you just a second here. If you go pull back, let's see, pull it back. Okay, if you pass this marker and go heading right up this, not only is it more uphill, okay, more climbing for you, but it's also going to end at the top of Mount Ikeda, which is going to be a lot more climbing, and it's going to pull you way off course. So this is a pretty narrow and steep asphalt that you'll be heading down. This asphalt drops you all the way down to this section here. Beautifully paved asphalt. No, it's bad asphalt. It is full of branches, full of small branches, but it isn't unrideable. Now it's going to rain it's rained all day today on Monday, and it's going to rain all day on Tuesday. In the mountains, it probably rain every day, including on the day of the event. It will be, I would say, wouldn't be surprised if there was a bit of rain. Right now, the forecast says it's going to be the only partly cloudy, mostly sunny day of the whole week. So with that in mind, you know, keep in mind that, you know, rain makes branches fall off, rain makes rocks accumulate on the trail. Keep that in mind as you're heading down this now. If you're riding a gravel bike, this is going to be no problem at all. If you're one of the mountain bikers who wants to ride the road course, again, no problem at all. Ride the road course. You're going to get 2 points for every time that you complete it, instead of the 1 point for just completing the mountain bike course. You know, if you want to try to get to all of your points, you want to try to get 6 points, which would be 6 peaks. That would be amazing. I don't think anybody can do it. I really don't. It's going to be a super hard ride for anybody who tries to do that. However, again, I'm never going to say no. We will have a car right here. Okay. And this car, unfortunately, in this point, there's not a lot of cell phone coverage. However, if we get up to this point, there is cell phone coverage. So between here and here, there's the cell phone coverage is a little bit sparse. And rather than just say, yeah, you should just give us a call. No, we're going to actually have a car down here, and hopefully the cell phone usage won't be bad. We're going to check it. Hopefully tomorrow I will be out there checking that while I do some other stuff. Got lots of things to do to make this event happen. I'm gonna check that out, and then we're going to go. What you're going to do is you're going to climb this section. Now, again, here is that. Remember, I said the kind of the Furuya village. There's a Furuya village here where you have that shrine where you can pick up water. Well, not only that, but we'll have a water truck here or water car here. Checkpoint. This is a checkpoint 3. Okay, for roadies. So keeping that in mind, you have that point for the roadies, and this point over here. So there's 1, 2, and the third checkpoint is home base. So there's 3 checkpoints there, and you know, by the time you've run this course once, you'll know the whole course, and should be able to handle it. And I really can't stress enough that I want you to have it on your commute, on your cell phone, and then I want you to have some kind of extra battery pack that, you know, you can get. I got this for like 2,000 yen. It's lightweight. It can charge your phone twice. I really recommend it if you're worried about your phone. It says you can charge your phone 1.5 times. I've actually done it. It charges mine exactly 1.5 times. It's a good piece of equipment. You know, you definitely want to use it so that you don't run out of batteries using Komoot. Now, if you have a Garmin, of course, you can definitely download the course. If you have Wahoo, you can definitely download the course. The official course is the Komoot. Okay, I don't apologize for this. If you don't have your GPS, this course may or may not be marked because this whole week it's raining and I cannot be everywhere at once. And if you want to come and help me mark the course with a car or a motorcycle and you want to help me do it, I'll be more than happy to accept your help. But otherwise, don't come complaining about the course not being marked, because I already told you it's going to be only on the commute. The commute works just fine. As long as you have used it before, you shouldn't have any problems at all making it work. And if you say, well, no, it costs money. It costs money once. It's like 500 yen for all of the Chubu area. If you want to pay 1,000 yen or so, 1,000 like 500, I think you end up with like the entire western region of Japan, like just an amazing big map. I love my commute. I will use it forever because it's really good and it's simple and it works on my cell phone. The only downside to commute is it doesn't record Strava at the same time. My advice is one of these guys is going to be riding with their Garmin. As soon as they finish the course, if you rode with them, you put on there that they rode with you, that you'll get that in your Strava as well. So don't make that a huge thing. Your navigation is more important than your Strava. You're going to get some points for this for your Strava. What if you're on doing some kind of team event stuff, whatever. To be honest, it's not something that really concerns me. But the main idea is use your commute. It'll get you there. This is a solid course from commute because I made it 100% by riding it. Okay. And this is the solid commute course. Okay. So I expect you to use it. Now you're going to come up here, you're going to come back here, and you're going to get your point for here. That will give you 2 points for completing this section. Then you're going to drop down. Now, again, this section will be the last drop down. I expect you to go this way. Can't really police it. I expect you to do it this way. It's much safer this way. Even this kind of gnarly climbing, kind of place. This is it's tough, but it's totally doable. You can make that happen. Okay, and then you can come around and come back to the start at Sekigahara and start again. When you go through, you're going to come up this way as per the commute. It will send you up and around this way. This is where the mountain bikers are going to shoot out and head this way as well. So you might see a few of them. Okay, don't worry about it. This part right here looks like it's pretty difficult, but it's not. Any bike can get through. You might be worried, oh my gosh, I'm going to get a puncture. Get over it. You won't get a puncture if you've got decent tires. If you didn't bring decent tires, you're probably going to get a puncture. This is backcountry Japan. There's nothing. I'm not trying to hide anything of it. It's going to be a tough course. I'm not going to try to hide the fact that it's going to be a tough course. It's rugged and brutal. Okay, that's the part of the whole game. So here it goes. That's it. Okay. Love you guys so much for watching this video all the way to the end. This is the Sekigahara course. I love this area, and it's going to be a great opportunity for you guys to enjoy the backcountry, enjoy what it is to ride in Sekigahara. And I mean, I love this area. I can't get enough of it. Ridden it so many times. I normally get bored with an area like after I ride it like once or twice. Beautiful courses like in Hakuba and those areas. I love them, but I will ride this way more than I would ever ride Hakuba. And I mean that in the nicest way. It's just that these places are just, every time I go through, it just gives me a sense of, connection to the area. And this is just the place I love. So as much as I do love the other areas, this place, I love it more. That's just the way that it is for me. I mean, come and check it out, see if I'm wrong. I think the views are better. I think that the feeling is just a little bit more, it's just what I like. That doesn't mean that I don't absolutely love the other events. It doesn't mean that if you don't invite me, that you invite me to a place that I'm not going to enjoy it. I will definitely enjoy that too, but this is my home and I'm very proud of it and I really love it. So please come to Sekigahara. Please make it known. I've got 24 spots total. You can't get them after 24. I might not even get the plates because I had to wait longer. I sent the email and it didn't get anybody return. So we'll see what happens with it. I might have to audible and go down to Kinko's and get these plates made. That would be scary expensive, but yeah, maybe the printing company took care of it and I'm in good shape. I can't make any more. So see you in Sekigahara. Love you all. Please enjoy the backcountry.